Greetings, Father Joe here, your friendly neighborhood pastor, coming to you from St. Patrick's Church in lovely Highland Mills, New York. Today is Tuesday of the third week of Lent, and we have from the book of the prophet Daniel, we have Azariah in the fire is calling out to the Lord, relying on his great kindness and his mercy. And then in the gospel from Matthew chapter 18, we have Peter asking Jesus if it's enough to forgive his brother 7 times. And Jesus says, no, 70 times 7. And then he tells the wonderful story about the servant who goes before the master and he's going to get sold into slavery. And he begs his master to forgive him. But then he turns around after being forgiven. He turns around and he doesn't forgive the fellow servant. Well, I love this parable because one of the things that used to confuse me when I was growing up is in the Lord's Prayer, it says, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. And it sounded as if God was waiting for us to forgive other people before he would forgive us. It's a little bit like putting a life preserver on the side of the pool and saying, well, you can have the life preserver when you swim over here to get it. It makes no sense. So what we have in this story is the way we should look at it. And that is that God forgives us first, and then we can forgive other people. And the principle here is great. You cannot give what you don't have. And so God first loved us. That's what St. John says. Love in this is love, that God loved us before we loved him, before we were even worthy of being lovable. And so in Matthew chapter 8, Jesus has this story about the servant who is in great debt, never be able to pay it. And God forgives him. So what has he really given him? You could say, well, he's given him back all that money because he doesn't have to repay it. But what the master has done is he has given him mercy. He's given him an example of mercy, but he's also given him a gift in his heart so that he can be merciful with other people. But the servant doesn't receive it. And so then he turns around and throws him into slavery, which when you think about it, he deserved slavery. God said, I'm going to give you this great gift of mercy, but he can only keep it if he uses it. And that's the key to the gifts that God has given to each one of us. God is merciful with us, and we are called to be merciful. God is loving, and we are called to be loving to other people. We can only give what we have received. And so God gives us in great abundance, and we are called to respond and to love others with great abundance. God bless you.